Gordon in the Cluttered Corner.
Well, it's good to be here.
Well, it's good that you are here. And the first thing I have to ask you is something I always wanted to ask somebody, but you're the first one I felt I could.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Do you like being Junior?
Yeah.
Are you really Junior?
The only thing I don't like about it is sometimes people get me mixed up with Junior Brown.
Oh, well, that's a little hard to bear.
But I mean, it's cool, but no, I mean, I enjoyed it. That's what I've been my whole life, so.
And are you actually Junior to your dad?
No.
No, then how'd you get the name?
I don't know. They called me that as a kid, and it stuck. I'm actually a third.
Oh, you're a third. Well, nobody's going to call a little kid third.
Well, I'm sure I was called Turd at least a time.
A time or two.
Yeah.
And speaking of what do things mean and how do they get that way, can you explain the potato launched T-shirt?
Sure. I went online and I saw I think it was a Bret Michaels concert or something like that, and I know that's pretty far-fetched, but I got to get a break away from country music.
Right.
So he had like a potato this T-shirt launcher, and so I Googled it, and it was actually what they call a potato launcher. So
okay.
I went on YouTube, and they had the schematics on how to build one. So I built it, and
wow.
it worked great. But the problem was that it kept falling apart. Every time you drop it, it would fall apart, or sometimes it would just.
What'd you make it out of?
PVC pipe.
Okay.
So finally, as we grew over the years, then we got to where I went and bought them. And now we not only have those, but we have like confetti shooters that shoot up off the sides of the stage, and they're the same concept. They're made the same way. I like to have fun. I'm sorry.
You should be making some videos of how to create these things so that people who haven't made it yet can have them too.
That's true, but then that takes all the fun away from me,
Yeah. Confetti shooters. What a great idea. I wish
Yeah.
I had one.
We did it we actually, the first time we used them was here recently. We did a show at the Hideout for the Houston Rodeo. And I asked them, because that's a big mess. And I said, can we do this? And they're like, you can do whatever you want. And so they actually let me turn the lights off for one of our songs, and we bought these light-up drumsticks. And so just the drummer plays for a couple of seconds, and whenever the lights came on at that certain point in the song, I stepped on it and they shot out all this confetti.
Oh, how cool!
So it was a really cool deal. It was a lot of fun.
It's what we call Country Kiss.
Country Kiss?
Kiss the band.
Oh, okay.
All their effects, and you do it without makeup,
No
so
high
you're
heels.
braver. No high heels.
Yeah.
But that really does
No
sound
leather.
like fun. Was this the first time you were in the Hideout?
Oh no. Well, this was our second year in a row.
Okay.
And what a blessing they were for us. We did 19 or 20 shows this year for the Houston Rodeo.
Gracious.
I mean, it
wow.
was really, really good.
Every day almost.
It was a lot. Some days we'd had 2 shows. We'd have to move from place to place. And, I think in 12 days we did 9 shows. Is that right? Yeah, 12 days.
And the band
no, I got that backwards. Yeah, no, that's right. In 12 days we did 9 shows.
And the band is still speaking to each other.
Oh yeah, I mean, from San Antonio to Houston, we did like the Deborah Duncan show with Greg Day Houston. That was a lot of fun. So it was hectic.
Great.
I was so relieved.
Yeah, but it sounds wonderful. And everybody that I know loves to play in the Hideout just because of what you said. Do what you want to do. It's a venue that really welcomes the artists.
Yeah, you can't get past that feeling. And truth be told, I remember last year, because we've played for them for a couple of years. I think this is our 4th or 5th year consecutive to play all these different kinds of stuff for them. And so whenever they gave us the Hideout, oh man! But so the band's on stage and they start playing, and I'm behind the scenes, and they're getting ready to call me up, and I'm not gonna lie, I got that big lump in my throat. You're talking, 5,000 or so people,
Yes.
And they were all right there. It was packed, So it's one of those things and it's close to home, It's close to home, so it was a really good feeling. You don't lose it. If you lose it, then there's something wrong.
Yeah. Well, you've got something pretty exciting happening in June, and that is the release.
Oh yeah, the new album.
Oh, it's just another new album.
Well,
what the hey?
Your beauty took the best of it.
Oh, well, I'm so glad.
Yeah, the new album.
It's called?
It's called Watered Down.
Okay, why is it called Watered Down? You're not watered down.
Oh man. Today's music.
A little social commentary going on there.
Yeah. Believe me, I understand. everything that everybody does. But this is kind of take it back to the roots a little bit, you know. We had a lot of fun with this album.
Do you ever not have fun?
No. No.
I didn't think so.
The only days that aren't fun for me are never. Sundays are tough for church, but we make it through it.
Well, you can have a little fun in church, can't you?
No, my wife sits beside me.
Oh.
She'll tell me.
Behave.
I do. I play with the kids, you know, like whenever we sing, I play with them. I got in trouble this past Sunday for that. But
you weren't singing.
no, I was singing, but every time it would come to a word like prayer, I'd say that. Prayer every time. So we have fun.
Oh my goodness, I can tell that you were always a troublemaker.
Yeah. But anyway.
Back to the new album, Watered Down.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because there's, you know, with the first album we really tried to touch the ear of every kind of listener. You know, we did a waltz, we did Nashville, we did Texas music. We tried to really let people know that we're widespread, and we are. But with this album, it's really a whole lot more, not Red Dirt, but Texas. And
now, before you go any further, how do you distinguish between those two things?
well, you're
And
going to
it's
get me
just
in
your
trouble.
opinion. No, just
My
your opinion. Because, I mean, I have an opinion. You undoubtedly do too.
Well, to me, Texas music is from our founders. You know, if you really stop and think about some of the greats that have been a part of Texas music, Roger Creager, Pat Green, you know, and then you listen to some of the Red Dirt music that you hear, and not all of it's the same, but in my opinion, it's a lot, it's almost kind of like rock and roll, you know. And I can't name really a whole bunch of people, and I don't want to.
No, well, you don't need to, but I mean,
it's different. It's different. It's almost
is
to me. To
different.
me, it's almost like rock and roll.
And I look at it that, and of course, it always depends on who you're talking about, and
Sure.
and that because everybody is different, no matter how similar the context. But to me, there is in the good Red Dirt music, there's almost a mysticism.
Sure.
And the Texas music rarely goes there. It's generally more pragmatic.
Yes.
It's generally more real. And I don't think that criticizes anybody. It's
No,
just
it's a different style.
effect. It's a different style.
You know, look at country. Look at country music as an overall. Look at it the way that it is. I mean, country music has changed from Hank Williams, you know, to the way.
Yes, sir.
You know, so it's not that it's a bad thing. Change isn't a bad thing.
No.
It's good because it attracts more listeners and we get more of a fan base. You
Right.
know, so that's why we try and do that. You know what we do. We've got some songs that teeter that line of Red Dirt music, but it's still Texas, and we've got some songs that are Nashville. You know, and we got some songs that are old school. You know, like a swing. You know, we have a couple of swings that are on the album.
Well, it never did George Strait any harm.
No. I mean, it's a tough place, you know. We're just thankful that Texas radio has embraced us.
Yes. Well, I think that one of the great things about being in Texas is not only that there are so many places to play, there's such huge support from the fans, but you have a lot of independent broadcasters.
Sure.
And that's unusual in these
It helps.
days. It
Yeah.
helps a lot.
It helps a lot. It helps us get our music out to people.
When does the new album come out?
Well, I don't know exactly when in June. Right now we're kind of playing it by ear, to be honest. The album was really due to release in January, but our radio promoter decided that they wanted to try Country Lovin', which is our single that's out now.
Right.
I think it went out last week, and the video, we shot a video for it, and it went out on Monday.
Great.
And so we've had an overwhelming response over the video. The views and comments have just been crazy. Honestly, it kind of blew me away. I was like, man, is somebody doing something to make this happen, or is it just happening on its own finally? You know, so it's a really cool thing.
Where'd you shoot it, the video?
In our hometown.
Oh, fantastic. So now people can find out about Alvin that way.
Yeah, there's a little place there that's a hamburger joint. It's been there forever and ever. It's called it's called Dairyland.
Dairyland.
And so there's a scene that's shot there, and we actually shot the most part of it was done at the Brazoria County Fairgrounds.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, if people want to find out where you're playing, when the album's available, listen to Country Lovin', where do they go?
JuniorGordonBand.com.
That's pretty easy.
Yep.
JuniorGordonBand.com.
All the links are there for Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.
You name it, you're just so social.
You don't know. No.
Thank you for coming in, Junior.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.